Welcome back to the Gaming Co-op. Today I'm just going to be doing a quick deep dive into the release that we saw on the Warhammer community site today. They mentioned that there is a ton of new models coming, most of which you can see in the cave drawings. So let's speculate. Right off the bat, we have a boy with what looks to be a mega gun. Then we're on to the Squigs, which I feel like is the least likely of the units shown here today to actually make the transition from Sigmar into 40k, because at the end in the group shot they're no longer included. Up next, we have what looks to be maybe an underwar boss in mega armor. He has a big choppa and a grot gun on top. Definitely a cool concept. Love to see him in plastic. In last edition, they made him a unit in the Legends, so maybe we'll see him transition back into the Codex. We have more of the Rabble and what looks to be a Nob in mega armor holding a choppa. So this could be a variant on that first war boss character I just mentioned, or we could see a choppa variant of the mega nobs coming. We get Killicans, which we already have, but most importantly, potentially a new Trukk. Any mech worth his teeth will tell you that this is an absolute favorite and must include in many orc workshops. It can be used for so many things. So if we're getting a refresh of the Trukk, it's best to stock up on that old model now, build some mech guns, and use it for whatever parts you want. They made mention of the Trukk on 2 separate occasions during this reveal, so I think it's going to be a significant release. Also, what's up with all the shooters in this reveal?
He's just a boy, stop shooting him.
And now on to the part of the reveal that they spent the most time on, which seems to be Squig riding orcs. These guys must have been fighting the Death Riders of Krieg for the last little while, and also the Attillans, because they definitely look like Rough Riders. They've been described as a mix between Squig, Boar, and Shark. The Gretchen look to have buzzsaws, and the boys have harpoons decked out with explosives. Definitely a snakebite feel to these lads here. I'm guessing they will most definitely be filling either an elite or a fast attack role in your army. They're going to be great at hunting tanks. They mentioned the fact that it's the thing they love to do the most. In Sigmar, which seems to be the testing ground, we see that Cavalry get a lot of attacks from their mounts, so I bet you we'll be seeing those Squigs stomping and biting. Also, we got in a previous rumor engine a mix of what looked to be Squig meat and mech stuff, so I think that clears up that one. On to what I think will be our centerpiece model for 9th, this Chariot. It's decked out with a rocket. It's pulled by another one of those Squig pigs. On top, we have the Nob running the show from what looks to be his throne. We have an Ork gleefully swinging a choppa while firing a cannon. This thing looks to be a huge centerpiece, which we've seen with the Sisters of Battle and the Silent King. I think it's safe to say that this will be a massive model that we will be bringing in the Lord of War detachment. The 40k range right now is receiving a ton of centerpiece models, so I could easily see that being something that the Orks get. Continuing on the march, we see a 2-legged Squig being ridden by what looks to be a cyborg. Then we have this, which is most likely going to be the lieutenant. Here you can see the choppa and what looks to be a Squig. You can see the little spikes sticking out of his shoulder. Very similar. And we know that Sisters of Battle and now Admech are getting similar lieutenant-style characters. He's right behind the war boss here, and I'm going to guess it's safe to say we're going to get a big war boss kit. He looks to have a Gip Finder Squig on his shoulder, a massive choppa, a cyborg arm. And is it just me, or does that choppa kind of look like a Tyrannid bit? He's also super green and decked out from head to toe in bones, signifying that he is definitely the boss. Also, peek that little Gip Finder Squig firing a shooter. Love it. I believe it's going to be safe to say that these are a separate clan. Similar to Flash Gits, they will probably be separate from your traditional clans. They won't gain the benefits of being snake bites or anything like that. We didn't see anything about boys in this, which is a-okay in my opinion. Hopefully this means we'll see Aspect Warriors for Eldar. I know you guys are suffering out there before we get new boys and Gretchen. Another thing to note is it does not look like Tank Bustas or Commandos are included in this revamp. So what does this mean for you? Likely that you will probably be dropping a squad of buggies in order to bring these new fast attack tank hunting boys on Squigs. Also that you should probably slow down on that war boss conversion because it looks like we're going to be having a new one soon. During today's previews, we also saw an Admech lieutenant, which confirms that the previous boy that people were speculating, or mech, is most likely going to be a lieutenant. Once again, I compared him to the one in the cave drawings. I feel like there is some definite similarities. And we know that the Sisters, the Admech, and the Ork one were all previewed at the same time last year. And here we are at the end of the video. So it's time to plug. If you like what we are doing here on the channel, hit like and subscribe and follow along on all our social medias. Post it in the description below. Let me know in the comments what you think we'll be seeing from this Ork release.